Well, I'd like to call this meeting to order, the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we come to you on this beautiful spring summer day and thank you so very much for all that we enjoy in and around our community in which we live and work. Pray your blessing upon each one gathered here tonight, upon this meeting, upon our mayor and city council members, their discussions, their decisions. As we share in this holiday weekend, we pray that you will help us to pause and remember those who gave the supreme sacrifice with their lives to help to keep us free. May we honor them. May we remember them. And may your blessing be upon all those who actively serve as first responders as well as military in our community and throughout the nation and the world. Pray for their safety and well-being. Through it all, we thank you for this time together. We pray for peace. We pray your will be done in this meeting and beyond. In your holy name, we ask these things. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to have a motion to recess this meeting. Recess the council meeting, please.
So moved.
There a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Council meeting recessed. At this time, I need a motion to open the public meeting.
So moved.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The public hearing is a requirement by the statute to present the city's proposed motor fuel tax. The revenue is received from the state, the establishment of the city's property tax rate, and the budget and appropriation for the coming year. The motor fuel tax is projected to generate $621,670. That is up from last year's of $577,000 in revenue from the state of Kentucky for the city of Jeffersontown for fiscal year 24 and 25. And as required by statute, these funds are to be used for the purpose of road maintenance, paving, purchasing road salt, construction and maintenance of sidewalks, and other right-of-way improvements. Do I have any comment from any public person back here? Anybody from you all? Any comment? Nobody? Okay. Next, I have the public. I need to entertain comments from the public for the tax rate. The tax rate for the city of Jeffersontown has been established at 10.82 cents per hundred of assessed property value. That is down from 13.09 cents per hundred. And the city has adopted the annual property evaluation assessment from PVA. The budget is a balanced budget at $36,697,218. Any comment on that? Anybody? At this time, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing. Please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Make a motion to reconvene the council meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any visitors who signed in? Do I only have one person? Mark Bloomquist is here, but you said on number 14. Do you want me to go on and take care of that so you don't have to set through all this budget?
14.
Budget 14 will be the reading of resolution 781 series 2024 of approval of a CAT 2B development and landscape waiver on Electron Drive.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think we should do that so he don't have to wait through this.
It's election night. He probably wants to go see the results.
That'll be
Sit here and listen about little J-Town's.
And
budget.
Mark, I think, are you kin to Katrina? Tell her I said hi.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
A resolution relating to the approval of a Cat 2B development plan and a landscape waiver as transmitted from the Jeffersontown Board of Adjustment for the following development. Biosynth, Mr. Rucci's already at the podium and he will give a summary of this.
Okay, as Fred stated, this is a Category 2B. It's actually a revised Category 2B development plan and a landscape waiver, as shown there. The development plan is proposed 11,300 square foot building expansion. The Category 2B building expansion was actually previously approved at staff level, but because of some things that occurred on the property, due to the HVAC contractor, they now need a landscape waiver. So they're revising the development plan and then adding the landscape waiver, which is from section 10.2 to reduce a 15-foot PEC landscape buffer width to 5 feet. The Board of Adjustments did recommend approval of the waiver. Biosynth is at the corner of Electron and Blankenbaker Roads. Everything's zoned PEC in that area.
You boat right up to Berry, right?
Yes, the landscape buffer waiver request is adjacent to Berry Plastics.
They don't, yeah, they got.
And this was formerly Peptide, so you may not recognize the Biosynth name. But so you can see here the blue part is the building expansion. They do have a storage unit. And then down at the bottom of that plan where the orange is, that's the request for the landscape waiver. And it's because the HVAC contractor installed it's like 2 or 3 units right in the middle of the drive aisle. So to be able to maintain fire access and keep the parking that they need to move that closer to Berry Plastics, just in that area of the orange, which will allow them to still do their building expansion in the future.
Did Berry Plastics say anything to you about this? Or are they okay
No,
with it? I mean,
they
that's a
they
little-
received notice, but
notice.
they never reached out. I think in the past they've had a landscape waiver of their own.
Okay.
So this is the minimum required to provide relief because the fire department needed that, 24-foot wide access. And again, to maintain the parking so they can do their expansion.
Steve, can you go back one slide?
Mhm.
So this site photo is prior to when the HVAC units got installed?
That's correct.
Okay.
Because that was
And so
just a few months ago that they did that.
the left side, the left line of blue, where those cars are lined up,
Yeah,
the cars will be closer to that blue
yeah,
because we got that. And then their expansion is where it says site at the top.
yeah, that's correct.
You looking for a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion. We
I make a
approve-
mo, oh, you got it?
We approve Resolution 781, Series 2024 as distributed.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for doing business in Jeffersontown.
Thank you.
Well, like, yeah. Says you ain't-
Reading of the minutes, May 7th, 2024.
I make a motion for approval of the minutes of the last meeting as distributed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. General fund warrant number 1607.
I make a motion to approve general fund warrant 1607 as distributed.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh-huh.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road fund warrant number 994.
Make a motion. We approve Fund Mark 994 as distributed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. At this time, I would like to present the budget to the city council. It's taken many hours to get there. We have a balanced budget and we worked hard. The finance committee has worked hard on this. And we're going to go over this. And if anybody has any questions, you can stop me after each department and you can ask me. So I'm going to open up with the revenue general fund. City is forecasting an increase in revenue for the following categories: property taxes, annexation and reassessments, 267,149. Occupational taxes, actual plus 3% raises and 2% from additional jobs, 376,675. Insurance premium taxes based on actual plus 2%, 539,859. All other revenues based on actual is 288,899 from code enforcement, fines, interest, and miscellaneous income. The total revenue increase is $1,472,582 in general fund. Any questions? Okay. Road fund revenue. Road fund revenue is up approximately $44,670. That is due to the increase in fuel prices. Expenses at City Hall. Budget for 2024 and 25 is $1,609,568 versus last year at $1,795,344, or a difference of $104,776. This is favorable. We lowered salaries due to the transfer of employees from City Hall to Community and Economic Development Department, plus 4% salary increase. Lowered retirement due to lower contribution rate and employee transfer to Community and Economic Development Department. Higher hospitalization and medical due to forecasting 20% increase starting January 1, 2025. Other increases based on actual were legal fees, sales tax, telephones, computer hardware, computer maintenance and support, and website maintenance. Other lower expenses based on actual dues and subscriptions, meeting and seminars, new equipment, and miscellaneous council funds. Any questions on City Hall expenses from anybody? What I'm going to tell you is when I start going through this and I get to the lower the insurance, I'm not going to read that for each one because every department, we had anticipated a 20% increase. So I don't need to read that every time. So that's why I'm just going to kind of skip over that. Permitting and planning. Budget was 2024-25 is 560,602 versus 23-24. The budget was 668,110, or a difference of 107,508, which is favorable. The salaries were lower due to the transfer of ABC position back to Revenue Department plus 4% salary increase. Lowered retirement due to lower contribution rate and ABC position being transferred back to Revenue Department. Lower hospitalization and medical due to 20%. Higher gasoline expenses based on actual usage, and other lowered expenses was based on actual, which was the postage, uniforms, mobile phones on actual, and ABC position being transferred back to the Revenue Department. Any questions on permitting and planning? Nope. Next is revenue. Budget was for 2024-25 is $433,734 versus 2023 and 24. The budget was $401,998, or a difference of $31,736, unfavorable. This was due to higher salaries, transfer of ABC position being transferred back to the Revenue Department plus 4% salary increases. Lowered retirement due to the lower contribution rate. And the hospital, of course, the same thing, the 20%. Increased expenses due to transfer of ABC position being transferred back to revenue. Office supplies, mobile phone, travel, meetings and seminars, and gasoline. Other increased expenses based on actual were collections, contract labor, postage. Other expense based on actual was PVA, mass appraisal, and tax bill preparation. Any questions on revenue? Nope. Police Department. Budget for 2024-25 is $12,942,479 versus in 2023-2024 budget was $12,714,519, or a difference of $227,960. This is unfavorable. Higher salaries due to 4% salary increase. We lowered the retirement due to lower contribution rate. The hospitalization was 20%. Increased utilities, gas, electric, and water due to the operations in 2 buildings and increased size of new police building. Other increased expenses based on actual were uniforms, telephones, computers, maintenance and support, gasoline, higher usage and reduction in reimbursements due to change in take-home policy. Other lower expenses based on actual were office expenses, training expenses, and supplies. And this year, we only bought 2 vehicles instead of 4. The maintenance contract, equipment repair, and maintenance, and radio maintenance. Any questions on the police department from anybody? Nope. Okay, civil service. The budget for 24-25 is 13.6 versus 23-24, and that budget was 13.6. There was no difference in that. Public Works. On a previous paperwork that was passed out to you all, the 23-24 budget amount was input incorrectly as $4,081,488. Wait a minute, $4,081,488. The information will be corrected on the document for the first reading. And Billy, do you have something that you want to say about that?
No, but the next sentence you're gonna say is the correct budget.
Okay.
2023-24
Okay.
budget.
Okay, I knew that was wrong. Okay, so budget for 24-25 is $3,954,877 versus 23-24 budget of $3,957,488, or a difference of $2,611, which is favorable. This was due to higher salaries due to transfer of Parks and Rec employee to Public Works plus 4% salary increase. Lower retirement due to lower contribution. Hospitalization, I can skip that, and increased new vehicle expenses due to replacement of a pickup truck for snow removal on city parking lots and roads. Increased mobile phone expenses due to transfer of Parks and Rec employee to Public Works. Other increased expenses based on actual was equipment rental, small tools and equipment, gas and electric, actual plus 5%. Other lower expenses based on actual, new equipment, equipment repair and maintenance, landscape maintenance and beautification, gasoline, lower usage, drainage and sidewalks. Any question on Public Works? Next is community and economic development. Verbiage on the document passed out for jobs incentive and industrial parks improvements are reversed. Information will be corrected on the document for the first reading. The budget for the 24-25 is $737,170 versus 23-24 budget of $562,859, or a difference of $174,311, which is unfavorable. This was due to higher salaries due to the transfer of employees from City Hall to Community Economic Development Department plus 4% increase. Does everybody understand that?
Mhm.
That we took people, okay.
Move people
And
around.
moved them around, okay. Higher retirement due to the transfer of employee from City Hall to Community and Economic Development Department and lower contribution rate. Hospitalization, I'm skipping. Increase expense due to hiring part-time grant writer and office filing. Increase expense for advertising. Increase expense for facade renovation program. Increase expense for parking lot space rental. Increase dues and subscriptions, office supplies, media and seminars, travel, mobile phone, and gasoline due to transfer of City Hall employees to community and economic development. Decreasing expenses based on actual industrial park improvement and jobs incentives. Any question on the Community and Economic Development Department? Museum. Budget for the 24-25 is $99,868 versus 23-24 budget of $107,373, or a difference of $7,505, which is favorable. Higher salaries due to 4% salary increase, lower retirement, higher hospitalization, lower expenses due to the elimination of contract labor. Any questions on museum? Parks and Recreation. Budget for 24-25 is $1,032,640 versus 23-24 budget of $1,134,692, or a difference of $102,052 favorable. We lowered the salaries due to 4% salary increases and employee not replaced. Higher seasonal employees, pool employees due to hourly rate increase. We lowered retirement due to lower contribution rate. We lowered the hospitalization, lowered gas and electric expenses based on the actual plus 5%. We also lowered the water expenses based on actual plus 5% and changing the meters of the splash park. Lowered gasoline expense due to employee not being replaced. Lowered park and rec maintenance expenses based on actual. Any questions on Parks and Recreation?
So the splash park is all fixed now, the water
It's all
meters
done.
are fixed and we're getting a regular bill of X
Yeah.
amount of dollars opposed to 30,000.
Well, the last one we got was really reasonable. I don't remember what it was. Debbie, you remember?
Oh, okay.
It's not turned on yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Till Memorial Day.
So yeah, and it will go off, it goes on Memorial Day and off at Labor Day, and maybe a little before. We just don't know. It all depends on what happens at the park.
Did you make the hours less
We
Okay.
did. We made the days less too.
and the days less too?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, we did. Okay, any other questions? Senior citizens. Budget for 24-25 is 355,959 versus 23-24 budget of 376,100, or a difference of 20,141, which is favorable. Lower salaries due to 4% salary increase and employee not replaced. Lower retirement due to lower contribution, lower hospitalization, lower gas and electric expense based on the actual plus 5% rate increase. Increased expenses for telephone, we replace the old system, gasoline and cell phone for director. Any questions on senior citizens? At this time, no questions. I'm going to go to debt retirement. The budget for 24-25 is 756,988 versus 2023-24, the budget of zero, or a difference of $756,988. This is to complete projects that were underfunded and underway when I took office. Any questions on debt retirement? Sanitation, budget of 24-25 is $2,343,048 versus 2023-24 budget of $1,702,092, or a difference of $640,956, unfavorable. I want everybody to know up here that the committee that worked on this did a very good job. 35% is what we finally got them down to. Most of them were above 40%, and they were able to negotiate this down, and they did a great job. This is one of the highest, highest costs that we have in this city is getting rid of garbage. So great job, guys.
Spread the increase out over 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years,
Yeah.
yeah,
The initial increase is 35, the rest of it is spread out over
spread out, right.
7 or 8 years. 2 years fixed.
Good job. Okay, next is insurance. Budget for 2024-25 is 923,268 versus 2023-24 budget is 857,128, or a difference of $66,140, unfavorable. This was based on estimated 5% increase, and we're still waiting on final numbers from KLC and quotes for Travelers Insurance. Public safety. The budget for 24-25 is 714,000 versus 2023-24 budget of 753,895, or a difference of 39,895. This is favorable. This is all the street lights that we have that we rent from LG&E in the city, and that was based on actual plus 5%. Special projects. Budgets for 2024-25 is 10,140,667 versus 23-24 of 26,778,779, or a difference of 16,638,112. This is favorable. Most of the favorable change is due to the amphitheater and police building. Construction expenses, cost to complete construction has been estimated based on forecast spending in May and June of 24. Improvement project expenses have increased and are made up of the following projects: yearly budget improvements, projects, HVAC replacement and roof repairs, water leak repairs and Christmas light replacements, city hall fire and security systems, public works, new gas pump, Skyview Park resurfacing parking lot, Skyview Park football fencing replacement, amphitheater concession stand equipment, amphitheater event space furnishings and equipment, and other miscellaneous projects. This concludes this road maintenance fund. Oh, road maintenance fund increased $44,670, and we match that. This budget is balanced at a total of $36,497,218, or 697. I can't read my writing. Yeah.
Million.
697.
36 million.
36,697,218. Is that what that says? Anybody have any questions? No? It's 36. I just want to thank everybody who has participated in this, Holly and Billy. Thank you for all your time, Fred. Thank you for all your time. This has been a very difficult project and it takes 2 months to do this. We started on this in March and we're still working on it and we're now in May and we'll go into June. So it's a long drawn out process, but everybody worked hard on it and thank you all. Any comments from anybody?
Yeah, I was just gonna thank Mr. Fox and Holly and Fred being involved with it too. Hearing how fine tooth you all looked at this, hearing a $50 phone being transferred from department to department. I know that you guys did a great job. I've always trusted you did a great job. So I wanted to ask if you or somebody will explain the short meeting, the public hearing we just had about us decreasing the property tax, but yet still showing an increase. I know because of annexation and all that, but
Well,
we
we have to decrease it, number one. But because the PVA's assessment went up higher than what it was, we cannot exceed 4%. So we have to decrease our city taxes, okay? So we do not exceed the 4%. But we made more money because everybody's property taxes went up a lot of money. So everybody's home assessment is a lot more than what it was. Some of them by $100,000, $200,000. So
Yeah,
that's
and
why the
just-
difference, and we had the increase.
Just for your knowledge, the city of J-Town's assessed property value was $4 billion last year. It's $4.9 billion this year.
Billion.
Billion the assessed property values. So just to remember, that's about a 25% increase. Now, that won't be the final because people are disputing it, but it'll be very close to that number. But just to let you know, it went up $900 million in J-Town.
Yeah.
So that's why your property tax has gone down.
I did it this way this year because I think it's more simplified by doing it like this, what it was last year, this year, and the difference. And I thought you all would understand that better. And it's easier for me than to go through that whole sheet of 16 pages all the way across. You can't even follow the line. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I wanted to echo Tim. Thank you to everybody who participated in this, directors, everybody. And Mayor, thank you for that summary document. I think that's the first time I've seen that since in 14 years. And that makes so much more
it
sense.
does.
And I'm not saying that it was bad before, but it was line by line and it was like nickel and
It's
diamond.
hard- Right, exactly. right.
Summary, what's changed, highlights, reasons why.
Billy's
Love
gonna
it.
kill me because he said I texted him at 5 a.m. this morning and said, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to present this. And sorry, Bill. And he said, Matt was texting him at 11 and I'm texting him at 5. So he didn't know what his hours were.
Gotta let him sleep. You gotta get to sleep.
Just for purpose sake, I didn't read them until this morning. I'm not
Okay,
that crazy.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, you
I got a snooze on it.
That's funny. Okay, that's it. Next thing is first reading of resolution number 779, series 2024.
I'll make a motion for reading by title only of resolution 779, series 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a one-year agreement extension with Premier Energy, formerly Southern Petroleum, to provide delivery services for gasoline and diesel fuels to Public Works storage tanks. By way of summary, this resolution is necessary because there has been a name change. It was an intercompany name change, and basically it's the same contract that we've had. It's a resolution, Madam Mayor, you may entertain a motion for passage.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. First reading of resolution number 780, series 2024.
I make a motion for first reading of resolution number 780, series 2024 by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
A resolution relating to the approval of a second request for an extension of expiration as transmitted from the Louisville Metro Planning Commission for the following development: Fairview Townhomes at 10503 and 10506 Fairview Avenue, and Mr. Rusi has the podium.
This one here.
Haven't they been trying to build this for a while, Steve?
Yeah, apparently there was an illness with the developer, protracted illness. So that's why they've requested, this is actually the second extension of expiration. The first one you can do staff level. The second one has to go through planning commission and city council.
I think it's got, doesn't it have the foundation poured, maybe?
The foundation that's there is for the old house that was
Oh,
on the
okay, I knew there was a
property.
foundation there.
So, and I'm just using Metro's PowerPoint presentation. So this is a second request for extension of expiration. It was rezoned 2018, 2019 to R5A from R4. R5A is multifamily. It's in the Town Center Form District. It was a small project, two proposed two-story structures, each containing 2 units. So the applicant cited health issues as justification for requesting the additional time to implement the approved plan. So there you can see it's on Fairview. One property in from Taylorsville Road. It's behind the, I think that's the Stockyards Bank property. So that was the site development plan with 2 units up front and 2 in the back. So, but it's really just an extension of the exact same plan, so there's no changes or anything.
Right.
So, and these are just some
Questions?
Metro staff found the proposal provides good cause as to why the task could not be reasonably completed within the allocated time, and Development Review Committee at Metro sent it to us with a favorable recommendation.
It was a dilapidated house on the left-hand side, and if I'm correct in this, that used to be Fred Romney's mother's house. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
I think I am. Yeah. That's been years ago. Fred Romney was our police
Police
chief many
chief.
years ago. Mr. Romney.
Right.
What do we need on this?
Motion to
I
approve.
need-
I make a motion to approve first reading of resolution number 780 series 2024 by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Pam Hickey.
I don't have anything.
Pam Ware?
We had a safety committee and we discussed, a few things. One was the patrol services that the mayor requested. Was it in Woodbridge or Wood? Can't remember what
Woodlawn.
neighborhood.
Oh, the guy, it was Sean Gillian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're not gonna do that. It's too much conflict. It's, putting our patrol car patrolling in a neighborhood that our city people are paying taxes for this, and it's just not right to have him go in another city, and they can do their off duty. That's
patrol.
not a problem. This was
But not
not
patrolling.
Yep. They can do
Yeah.
security, yes.
Something else we discussed, stop sign request, speeding, speed bumps, the protocol. And so if you guys get any of this or any questions, we are to send Bill Fox an email or the information. He will decide who to distribute this information to, whether it be Jimmy, whether it be Chief. And then they will look into it. And it's gonna go to the sign committee, which consists of Jimmy, the chief, city clerk, and Fred, our attorney. And they will, do their research, look into it, see what needs to be done, about 3 to 4 week turnaround. So if anybody gets stop sign request or anything like that, that's the protocol.
Yeah. We had a
Unless I hear
stop sign.
otherwise.
We had a stop sign request at I think it's Walnutwood and Waterston Trail. Now, you're gonna stop all those cars on Waterston Trail? You'll be backed up from here to Middletown.
They wanted a stop sign on Waterston Trail.
Oh my.
Oh, anyway.
But that is.
Did you all ever hear back from, is it Brenda over there in Hill Ridge on Collingwood? I know that the stop sign, we're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that because there was only 2 houses. But I didn't know if you all had heard back from her. As far as,
I haven't, have you?
okay, I mean, they were they were concerned with the speeding back in there when I walked, when I saw them about a month ago. But I didn't know if y'all had heard back since.
I know there,
Sleeping
we
dog
talked
lie.
about a,
You lead a sleeping dog life.
What are we doing on Old Hickory and Mariner? What's the plan?
On Old Hickory and
was- yeah.
Meredith.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna
I would
ask
say,
that
oh,
too.
yeah. What are we doing?
Do you want to tell them what we're going to do? You want me to tell them?
that's fine. I can't, I'm trying to recall what.
Okay,
the,
Old
uh,
Hickory and
bin.
Meredith
Where the
is the
car went into
house.
the
Turn.
Why don't you have Jimmy come up?
Yeah, you want to tell them?
Oh,
Jimmy
that's
has
what
some
it is, the
information on that.
pedestrian-
Yeah.
Ran
Give us
into-
the
no,
information.
they
No,
went
with
to their
the
house.
car.
Oh, the
yeah,
house.
Car
Yeah,
went
yeah.
into
House.
the house.
Friendly's, yeah.
We're gonna put a stoplight up there. Actually, we all went out and did the,
Everybody's
called it a field trip. And what we're gonna do, I've got Rates Fence putting a guardrail in, to make them comfortable. And Chief, Fred, Billy, we all talked about it, and best way to do this, I'm gonna make sure that, there's adequate advanced warning signs that it's a curve. But to get your attention, if you've been by Tully, I put not speed humps, let's get rid of that word. I call them rumble strips
Rumble strips.
with thermoplastic. And so we'll do it on both sides as you approach the curb. That will get your attention, and hopefully that will work out in their favor. And
Good.
we've spoke to the homeowners, and they're 100% happy with that.
Oh,
And you're doing both approaching this way and coming
Yes,
from America,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's
Mhm.
Is the
90-degree
guardrail
turn.
gonna be on either side of their drive or?
No, because
Just-
if you look at the driveway, you go straight in.
Straight in, yeah.
solid?
Guardrail's going to be offset to the left, and they felt comfortable that maybe protect that side of their home if it happened again.
Yeah.
And I advised to maybe take some 6x6 posts from the driveway sidewalk on inside their yard, with railroad ties bolted to it, because it would serve the same strength as a guardrail, but Woodluke is as intrusive as a guardrail would, and it's kind of like a landscaping type thing. They put some pliers under it and, would look a lot better.
And Jimmy, those rumble strips, will it be where, Marioneth, you know how it's kind of big with the median down the middle when it comes in? It'll be a little before that turn, so
Yes.
it's like gets
I'll
people's
I'll
attention
have like
before
a
they get
a
into it.
pre-warning rumble
Yeah.
section.
Kind of like
you
at
could have on
Tully.
it, just like
on,
Tully.
On, what is
Okay,
that, Maple?
That's good.
Yep.
You got the two.
And on Galen
Yep.
as well, right there. Yep.
Cool.
Any further questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Mark Bloom.
Nothing from finance, but do want to give some shout outs. So shout out to the police department for National Police Week last week. You guys are great. Shout out to Public Works for National Public Works Week this week. You all are also great. Yeah. Shout out to Debbie and Emily. You all are great too. Shakespeare at the Park, I drove by it. Looked like a really great turnout. Night market was awesome. I had a blast. My family, my kids even had a blast too. So that was good. And then Mayor, thanks for the budget presentation. So really, really appreciated and enjoyed that. Our ad hoc land development code and property maintenance code committee meeting. We thought we would have something for today. We got caught up on one little definition. So we recessed to before the next council meeting. So we hope to have something at that meeting.
recess to
Nothing else to discuss.
That's crazy, the amount of time that it is taking to decide on native yards. You know,
We're trying to have something that I think to what our attorney says, can pass constitutional muster. So all angles are taken
My
care of.
goodness.
So it's we're fine tooth combing this thing.
I just think it's
No comment.
crazy. Me too. I better shut up. Okay.
Legislative has nothing.
Okay. Allison.
Legislative has nothing.
Okay. Tim.
Economic Development has nothing to report, but wanted to copy everything Mark said. Thanks for everybody, and especially on the budget. I know that the directors had to
They've
trim
done
a
a good
little
job.
fat and take away some of the fun stuff. So thank you all for working with the budget committee and the city clerk treasurer to get that done for us. Thank you all. That's all.
Welcome. Trina.
Administration hasn't nothing, but I was curious as to where we are on the amphitheater. I haven't heard anything in a bit. Matt here.
Matt, you want to address that?
I know it's been a long time coming and hopefully we're getting very close. They're working on their punch list item for a lot of the interior work for the amphitheater building itself. We're getting ready to execute a small change order, which allow them to do some of the flat work right around the building. That way we can be able to kind of get the building tightened up and locked up, ready for the next phase, which is bid package 4, which does all the parking, the performance lawn, the walkways. It originally had lighting, landscaping, and part of the regional bike and ped trail and the swing in it. If you recall, we got 2 federal grants this past year. So in order for me to come in compliance with the process for those grants, I'm having to pull 2 elements out of that bid package 4 in order to utilize those future grant dollars. So for the rec trail grant, I'm going to pull out a small portion of the trail, the regional trail that connects up Old Tales Road to the rest of the park, and one of the trellis swings, and that gets me to my allowable expense to be able to cover the matching dollars that come back. That's going to be a separate bid package. I'm going to pull out the lighting and landscaping for another bid package in order to utilize that Land and Water Conservation Fund grant. So what this allows me to do, and what's happening right now, is pulling those elements out of that bid package 4 to create separate bid packages for those, because I have to go through a whole approval process to get to those grant dollars. And I don't want to hold up the next phase of the amphitheater, which is really the big parts of that phase, which is the parking and performance lawn and all. So I'm hoping to have all that ready to be bid here in 30 days or less. It'll probably be on the street for about 30 days to make sure we get a good bid coming back. And then hopefully, within a matter of weeks, have a contract before you to execute that with the low bid contractor, for we can get them those proceed and start construction. Hopefully, maybe sometime in August is our goal. They're taking about 6 to 8 months, they think, depending on weather and all, to be able to capture all the rest of the improvements. That way we can still try to meet our goal of having it a 2025 season at the amphitheater. The reason why I had to pull out those 2 parts, because I got to follow the rules, and they have to approve those construction plan or bid documents prior to them giving us the MOA in order to get to those grant dollars. So I had to isolate those. But like I said, lighting and landscaping, they won't come in till later in that project anyway, as well as the swing and a little bit of the trail. So it made sense. Those were natural breakpoints. And so that's kind of where it is today. We're working through the punch list of the building. Like I said, there's one element, excuse me, that's being delayed, and that is that trim around the roof line. If you notice that, the contractor's going back and forth with their sub, trying to figure out how they can do these metal panels that go there in order to fabricate them, and where the subcontractor can feel comfortable coming in and installing them without voiding his warranty and stuff. So there's been a lot of stuff going back and forth. So that part's being delayed, and it will force us probably to keep the project open for substantial completion till probably September, which would be good for us, because then generally your warranties don't start till substantial completion. So that at least will give us a 1-year warranty through 1 season to be able to do it. But we're also, in exchange for that, I'm trying to heavily negotiate the contractor to give us some extended warranty because of this issues that they're running into with some of their vendors. And so we're into that negotiation now, where maybe I'm coming out of that hopefully with an extended warranty that will be an added plus to it, since we have a little bit of these delays because of how this project was originally set up to bid in multiple bid packages.
The inside of the amphitheater is completed. They only have a few punch list. And if you've ever gone into a house or built a house, you will know what that means. It's just, paint nick here and there, but the inside is completed on there.
Right. And I'm planning to schedule another tour to take everybody down here probably in the next 15 or so days, where you can kind of get a good feel of really what it looks like now, getting more towards the completed, with all the tile, carpet, blinds, everything that are in it.
All
So,
done.
yeah.
So we're looking
Okay.
more in the fall next year, not spring.
I anticipate if we can make everything work, we have some level of a summer season next season. So hopefully could have some events scheduled maybe as early as May.
If I had my way, we'll have it in September of this year.
Me
So
too.
I'm pushing.
Now, why do you think I keep
Anyway.
asking?
I know.
Thank you for getting that
Thank you,
road,
Matt. I do
thank you for getting that road open. Made a lot of people happy opening that road.
Unfortunately, when we get inside the bid package for it, we'll probably be closed for another period of time because of the realignment of that Old Tillsville Road, which is part of that next bid package. But I want to minimize how long we keep it closed, just for EMS and police and stuff.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Okay. Kevin Carmen,
Planning and zoning has no report.
Vince Grisanti.
Public Works has no report.
Okay. I got a couple things. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Julie. She's on the staff flight tonight going to Washington DC. She's taking a 100-year-old gentleman up there today, and taking him around. So,
How
you know,
about that?
That's cool.
kudos to her for doing that. Next thing is Radaman's Funeral Home. They are highly upset, and I don't blame them. If you've been by Radaman's, you can't pull out, and all these yellow metal objects are in the road. I don't know if they're permanent, if they're not. I don't know what's going on there. Does anybody know? Jimmy, do you know? Well, you cannot come out of the front of Radaman's and turn left, and that's how they come out of their funerals. So I'm going to go up there in the morning and talk to Scooters and find out what's going on. So on that one. Next thing is we had Shakespeare in the Park, and there were some problems up there at Shakespeare in the Park, and we had trouble with the people playing basketball. And understand that Emily and Debbie asked them to quit playing while this was going on. And of course, they had some opposition. The police were called, but they would like, and I need your all's opinion on this, they would like to shut down the basketball goals in Veterans Park. So that's up to you guys. How do you feel about it?
Permanently?
Huh? Permanently, Debbie? You want to come up and tell them what happened? Well, first of all, you might want to tell them that we can't find anybody to even take the job to clean the restrooms up there. So that's
Well,
another big thing.
I'll kind of start. We did have a gentleman back last year. We did the park ambassadors, and the park ambassadors worked during the day and made sure the bathrooms were clean. And then we had a gentleman that he would come in about 4, maybe 3 o'clock and work till 2 o'clock in the morning, make sure all the pavilions were clean, the bathrooms were clean, things like that. He is no longer with the city, and we've been trying for about 2 months, Jimmy? Roughly 2 months to find somebody. Nobody wants those shifts. It's a Thursday through Sunday shift. It's 4 10-hour days. So we're still trying to find somebody. There was a comment on J-Town Happenings last night, and I know they tagged you, Mark, about the bathrooms of why are they locked? Why are they this? Why are they that? My child is trying to potty train, and I need the toilets and different things like that. Well, the bathrooms are open up from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. We shut them down at 6 because of the vandalism, the broken mirrors, the feces on the walls, the feces on the floors. So we shut them down at 6 o'clock to help prevent a lot of the problems that we're having up there on the bathrooms. That is why they're shut down. And if anybody calls you all can kind of let them know that it's not that we're trying to be ugly about it, but the bathrooms get cleaned every morning. By 6 o'clock at night, there's the feces everywhere. So that's why we shut them down at that time. I can't say it's every day, but it's a lot. So this past week we had Shakespeare in the Park. We blocked off the basketball goals because Shakespeare goes on right behind the basketball goals. We had about 350, 400 people, so we had quite a few people. Emily told them that we were going to shut the basketball courts down. They were very cordial. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. She said it would take about an hour. Well, when an hour hit, then they started getting back on the courts. And I'm like, hey guys, this is still going on. Yeah. So them and I, had a few choice words going back and forth. And finally I said, we will let you all know as soon as this is over, y'all can sit here and wait. Well, then they were taking their basketballs and bouncing them as fast as they can on the walkways to make as much noise as they could. They were dropping profanities, screaming as loud as they could. So it ended about an hour and a half. So it was closer to 8 o'clock. As soon as I was taking the caution tape down, basketballs were coming toward me. I was kind of like ducking because I knew they were throwing them at me. I mean, it is what I could care less, but it is what it is. But we have more issues with the basketball goals up there of people yelling profanities, different things like that. When we've got this beautiful Veterans Park and we're trying to sponsor or to acknowledge our veterans, and we've got all of this screaming and all this stuff going on up there. My suggestion was to take the basketball goals down and put pickleball court. There can get 2 pickleball courts up there. It's not that we're getting rid of the concrete, but we're just adding something different up there. There is basketball goals at Charlie Vettner. It's just a different, just still something different for the park. Maybe it wouldn't be as loud. Basketball's loud, and pickleball, it's not as loud as that. And maybe we just want to leave the concrete or the blacktop up there. And, or do we want to watch it too? It's strictly up to you. You guys are the council and the mayor, and y'all make those decisions. But we can watch it, see how things go the next few weeks. I do think the police have had some issues up there in the last few months with the basketball being played up there. We can watch them, see what's going on. I do have some college kids that are now back in town, and they will be doing some random park ambassadors up there. Some of the boys that will be doing that and
You know,
checking
Debbie,
bathrooms.
I have a problem with that. I'm really worried about those kids. First of all, the trail that's up there is very dark.
Oh, it wouldn't be during it. It'd just be during the day, Carol.
Okay.
I would not have them up there at night. No.
Up there at
No, no, no.
nighttime.
Joe comes in, or Public Works comes in at, what time,
Jimmy?
6 o'clock. Joe normally comes in, or Alex, 5. They normally come at 6. The ones that I'm wanting to do is just during the day, kind of like what we did before last year.
Okay.
Just going up, making sure the bathrooms are clean during the day. Cause, last 2 weeks ago, I had 3 complaints that they were there for a birthday party, and by noon, the women's bathroom was in horrible condition. So, and that was coming in on a Monday morning. So by that time, there was nothing I could do about it. It had been cleaned on Sunday. But if we've got somebody up there every hour checking the bathrooms, then we know if there's issues going on up there. So that's kind of what we're going to do. But yeah, it's not for night. It's strictly during like a
Some research showed that some people from different countries, they always use water. And I noticed that when I'm showing houses, we're getting more bidets in houses than there are now. And so I think some people, it's against, I don't know if it's against a religion or what it is, but they do not use toilet paper, so they use the wall.
Mhm.
And
I've heard that before,
Yeah.
that it's customs.
Yeah.
And so, and that park up there, it's a melting pot of customs. And that's, I mean, it's great that it's like that. It's just, we just need to make sure that we keep it clean and we keep our pavilions clean. And we just needed a little bit of love, but
Yeah, and school's not even out yet.
no,
Yeah.
and school's out on Friday. So
Is this something that you want to do research and bring it back? to the
we could do
parks?
some research, or we could put it in the Parks and Rec meet.
Parks.
I mean, I think we ought to put it in the Parks and Rec committee and let us meet
And that'd be up
and
to you.
see what we can come up with. And like I said, that was on Thursday night, the mayor was getting some nice emails from me, text messages from me, shut it down right now. So, but no, I think we need to talk about it before we do that. Because there are families that go up there and enjoy the basketball
Right.
courts. And I hate doing that, but I don't want to have issues up there too that could cause issues. So,
Debbie, me and you've talked about that in the past. That's been my
Yes.
concern, just from my experience of riding the street. I don't think it's going to get any better up there. I really don't as the summer goes on. I think you're going to see an increase that with the chief and them, the amount of trouble they're going to be dealing with. I do hate it for the families like you, and we talked about it. I think they will find other things up there that they'll
Right.
enjoy. I just think it's putting you all in a bad predicament. And I know this is going to go to committee, but I don't like the fact it's putting you on a bad, you should not have to be putting up with that kind of stuff when you're up there for what's a very good event
right.
that Emily and ones are working hard to do. I would totally, I know it's going to go to committee, but I would totally support you on that.
And like the next thing is Summerfest. We will have the same issue at Summerfest. They will be up there.
We did
every-
last year.
Last year, and we will mark it down. And the only way we were able to stop it is we put bouncies in the middle of it, and then that prevents people from playing balls. But no, I think it does need to go to, yeah, bouncies 24/7. But I do think it needs to go to the Parks Committee and
Call that?
and make that decision.
You want to call that? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think she's already done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the
Thanks.
research right here, Timmy.
I think she's ready for now.
Yeah.
ASAP.
I'll call a meeting, it's Kevin, Trina, Pam Ware.
We could probably do daytime now that Kevin's,
Yeah, I'll be out of school. As of Friday, I'll be open for the summer, so I can work around your schedule.
your schedules.
There we go.
We already have.
Yeah, we have,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, you have the weeds.
If you want to.
Do 4 o'clock.
Uh,
Wait that long?
No, that's fine. That way we can do some research and see if there's any other issues or anything like that. Sure. June 4th. would be
Hey,
fine.
Debbie, I'm sorry you have to deal with that kind of stuff. I was, when you were
That's-
talking about it, I was thinking, I remember last year we had a problem at the pool
Yeah.
with the same kind of behavior.
Yeah, it's.
And it's like,
It's part of the job.
We've got our police officers ready for Thursday.
Yeah, it's part of the job,
Yeah.
Mark. It's
so,
okay.
yeah, sorry you're
Luckily-
dealing with that.
You know, we laugh, our lifeguards, not only do you save people, you've got to clean bathrooms and they just don't realize that that's part of the job. So.
Hey, Debbie, just a question on that. Do you think would it be helpful to you all to take the goals off until we come with a final?
No, let's leave
conclusion?
the goals up for now. And let's,
Okay.
and maybe it's a one-time event, or maybe it's we can just notice that it's on Sundays or a big crowd or different things like that. So let's see until
Okay.
we have that meeting, and then we can go from there and see if there's other options. Maybe there's another option. Maybe there's,
Is it not an option to maybe just take the goals down when you have events going on?
I thought about
Oh.
doing that, covering that up. And then I was thinking about maybe doing some signs that says note on Thursday, whatever date, from 4 to 8, these basketball goals will be closed, you know?
but then we would have to get Public Works to come in and take them off and
They ain't
pay.
busy, they've got that.
Yeah, so that would,
Busy.
I mean,
yeah,
if we put
but,
the
or,
tape around it and taped it off, maybe is what I
well,
was
that,
thinking.
somebody would probably bring the ladder and take it down.
They probably
Emily, do
would.
you have another Shakespeare there? Another event there? And Summerfest is at the end of June.
Summerfest is June 14th.
So yes,
the next
that's what
one.
you
Yeah,
really wanna
so
look forward
we're right around the corner. So
Pickleball would be a big hit.
pickleball would be great. I mean, it's
Plainview
huge.
stays packed.
I love pickleball. It's wonderful. Yes.
What would
All
it
different
require to
crowd.
set those courts up though?
No, you could do,
Basketball goes used a lot.
Yeah.
Every time I go up there, I see people playing.
I do. I hate
Now, they're
it.
not doing the stuff that you're saying, but I could totally see how
Yeah,
that
I mean, I can go both ways with it. So that's why I think it needs to go to the Parks Committee, and if the Parks Committee says that this is what we need to do, we'll just deal with it. It is what it is. But, we can go that route and see what happens.
Bathrooms, are they gonna remain closed at 6?
Mhm.
from-
Yep.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, Monday through Sunday. I mean, 7 days a week.
Do we
Close-
want to put a sign up that says bathrooms are closed? time?
We can. I mean,
Stuff like
it's,
last
the
night.
doors are electric, so it's not like, I mean, they,
You put due to animal behavior,
Do
we
to
can no
do,
longer use our bathrooms.
do to poo.
yeah,
Just
so,
get the
no.
days.
yeah.
Days.
Because the one lady said she was,
Not
she-
nice.
the one lady put on Facebook, she would just let her son poop all the way to the trees with that. Ooh, please don't. That scares me.
Now we're gonna have to close down the park.
Now we're gonna have to close down the park. Exactly. So,
Not learning the lesson.
We good for June 4th
sure,
Yeah, what time?
at 4
4
p.m.?
o'clock.
4 o'clock.
What
Sure.
time?
June 4th.
Thank you all.
At what time?
Be a busy day.
Four.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
4
Thank
p.m.?
you.
Well,
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that
June
was
4th
after a
at
long,
4?
frustrating day for Emily, and I think Deb, you might have been there. You started out on the news at WDRB in the morning, then you were at the regatta at Plainview at
We
10
were
o'clock.
busy.
Then you were at the Shakespeare that night, and then the next day you were at
We have a ribbon
farmer's market
cutting
all
in
day
between that,
long.
Tim.
So thank you all. Do I have
Yeah.
what on a ribbon cutting? Emily, did you go to that? Okay, she needed some rest.
You were there.
Take
That
your
was
time to get
very,
sleep,
that was
man.
fun for the people who, that was, yes. The regatta is something that everybody should see. It's really fun. These kids, it's a CAD program over at Jeffersontown, and it's all the Jeffersontown High School people, and they put these boats together with cardboard and tape, and they race. And every year, and this is a big project for these kids, and they're so proud of their boats. And so we got over there early, and they were riding in them, and it has been customary procedure that the mayor rides in it, but I knew better because we'd sink the boat. So I wasn't going to do that, but anyway, it was fun.
It was
And
good.
I appreciate all the people who came over there. Thank you. Next thing is farmers market. We had a great turnout, morning and night. Last Saturday, people were coming up to me, asking me how many more times we're going to have nighttime markets. They absolutely love it. Great job, Emily and Debbie, for that. Thank you. Trolley hop. Trolley hop's coming up again, I think May 30th. Am I right on that one? Again, I hope that people come. It's going to be a fun time, and we're going to stay right on Town Square this time. We'll not be going to Plainview. And please tell your friends them to come. And the point,
I didn't mean to interrupt, Mayor, but you raised that issue of trolley. And we just received today the contract from TARC.
I was gonna bring that up. I got this in my
I didn't know
packet.
if you had the message,
Yeah, I
but
got it. But
if
we'll go
we
on and
could-
take
If we
it.
could get a voice resolution authorizing the mayor to execute this contract, we can close it Friday.
So moved.
And, okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And Mayor, that's a trolley hop, not trolley rides.
Yeah, trolley hop, hop on, hop off,
Yeah,
spend your
trolley
money.
hop,
Get
not
on,
trolley
get off.
rides.
Yeah,
When you
get
say
on,
you're
get
gonna
off.
Stay within the city, you're just gonna be like,
The downtown.
Right here. We leave here, we leave Farmers Market,
right?
go here to the candle place, down to the museum, turn around the museum, come back up, stop at, Gaslight Diner,
Okay,
come up, turn around the corner, stop at Rec Bar,
okay.
go on down, and go to Birch and Williams or Birch and, what's it called? Birch and Oak.
No,
Go there.
Yeah.
Cross the street,
Bananas.
no, we cross and go to River City Bank. Stop there. They can walk to Sweet Savannah's right next door because it's too hard to get across
Okay,
and park in there.
okay.
From there, we'll come out and we're gonna go straight down, aren't we? And then we're gonna turn left, let them off at the Eagles G.I. Joe post. Go to the end of the street, turn right, and they'll go to the beach, turn left, and they'll go to Parlor Pizza, make a round and come back uptown and stop at Gaslight or whatever this is, what's next
The
door. Third
Gaslight
turn.
District. They
Third
stay
turn.
within the Gaslight
They
District.
stay in
Oh,
Gaslight
okay.
District. Anything going over to Plainview will be a senior citizens bus. And if that's where they want to go, and to Bud's Tavern, okay? It's just too far and too long and people get tired. So anyway, okay, I think. maybe
Can I
I'm
bring
s-
up one
I'm
thing
s-
when you said the
still not
farmer's
done.
market the other day?
Huh?
When you said the farmer's market the other day, it was hopping in downtown, but all it did was make me nervous about the thing we keep on hearing in the economic development stuff. Nobody was crossing at the streets. There were people just in and out of cars all over the place and
I know
people
they
were
were.
whipping through here. We've got to figure out something quick if we're going to be entertaining it in the evenings.
Can
And
I,
they do cross down there by Elmo Powell.
Mhm.
And they stand there for
Big
5
thing,
minutes.
yeah.
Emily has something to say.
You're wanting a pedway. That's what you're
Yeah, we're
wanting.
going to get.
No, we don't have the money for a
Want a
pedway.
pedway.
We might have a swinging bridge.
So this past May, or this past night market, I just kind of wanted to see if it was still a successful idea, because last year we only had two, and I didn't know if it was just a one-off, like this was great. So it was very successful. My food truck sold out by 9 o'clock. All my vendors were joking, we need 2 weeks off from the farmer's market because we got to restock everything. So, it was very successful. I didn't have any complaints. It went really smoothly. Just me and, I had 3, guys from Public Works that were a great help. I couldn't have done it without them. And so I am planning to, for the June 22nd night market, is kind of what we do for Light Up Baytown, where we close off from College Drive to Taylorsville Road. So we would open up Neil Drive, we'd open up under the Farmers Market Pavilion for people to park, and then we would just close off the road. That way we can highlight our wonderful streetscape project that we've been working so hard on, have the band on the steps of City Hall, line the streets with vendors. I think this would be really easy for load in, load out. We'd be able to get more vendors, but then also it would highlight a lot of the wonderful businesses on the street, including the new Boone's Deli. I think it might also be the same night as the Bill Young Foundation fundraiser, so that'd be really wonderful
think
for
it was
them as
last year.
well. So that's the plan. I think we've outgrown our location right here. So I think moving it on the street
They're not doing it on the
would just
22nd.
give us more room to branch out, more picnic tables, more people could sit out, dance and enjoy it. So that's my plan for the June, July and August night markets.
Well, I think
That's,
that would be good, if y'all are agreeing with that, because I had complaints that there were no place to sit. And, we had no more room for picnic tables, so that was one of the gripes that people had, and they wanted water down for their dogs. And,
The only, we welcome all animals,
there was a lot of animals.
but it's kind of like Gaslight. We're not, because a lot of people can't control animals, and that's a lot of the issues we have. Same with Summerfest.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't pick up after their animals also, because
Right.
there's no green space. So, yeah.
Well,
Poop's a major problem in the parks
Yeah, I know.
department, isn't it?
We
Parks
deal
and
with a lot
Recs,
of
you
it.
have to deal with a lot of poop.
It's 15.
Emily, what time's the
What's
night
the issue
market
tonight?
start?
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
So we would probably close off the street around 4 o'clock,
Yeah,
like
that's
2 hours prior to, just like we do with light up. We do it 2 hours prior to it starting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that'd give us room to get the vendors in, the band set up. Food trucks would kind of act as a barricade, or we'd have Public Works come in with their trucks and also block it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll review your permit request when it comes in.
You don't think that'll take away from the gas light?
No,
It's not us, it's the chamber, so.
it
If
won't take away.
anything, it's the lead up to
No,
Gaslight
no.
because we have June,
It was so
July, and
packed here
August.
Saturday night.
I
You
mean,
couldn't
that's
move.
fine. I'm just thinking you're gonna do this on the streets, which is what we always do at Gaslight. I know that's not us. I realize that's the chamber, but it's still JTAG.
Absolutely,
And
but
you're still gonna have the roads blocked off and it's gonna be, I don't know, I think the Gaslight special, I think that's something we do once a year. And then if you start doing it once every other month, it's gonna be,
wasn't it our street? I mean, I just,
you're the boss.
well, I'm listening to you guys, but I just think that we've really outgrown the space here, and for us to accommodate all the people, all the businesses, it would give Third Turn a chance to be a part of it. M&J's Cafe, if that's gonna open soon, gave them a chance to be a part of it. So it wouldn't just be the farmers market vendors, it'd be all the businesses on the square. Gaslight Diner, El Nopal, they'd all be able to benefit from it.
Yeah, I think
up
it
to
makes
you.
sense to move it to the road. Trina, I know.
Do the
might be a lot-
vendors
I think
pay
because
for
it's
space?
growing
Yes, they do.
past.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It's growing past what's
You want
happening. There's
another
more
meeting for
demand.
that? Parks can call that too. You want another meeting, Pam?
Will we be able to, we'll be able to use the farmer's market pavilion for more parking though?
Yes.
Right.
And
And I
that
think
would
that's a
help
big win.
lot of people, it'd be, you know, more
It was
ADA
just a
accessible.
suggestion.
We'll have.
I'm writing this down forever. This is,
Apparently y'all do, cause parking's.
no.
Well,
And
pretty
it would
soon
just
that
the
police
lead up.
department will be tore down and we'll have.
Oh, I know. I get it.
Emily, something I meant to bring up and I forgot. Jimmy, this might involve you, I don't know. But when we were at the farmer's market that day, that guy was walking the steps that lead into where the band
Oh,
area is. He was not looking. He's looking straight ahead at something. And there's 2 steps. He fell bad.
Ooh.
And I could see how that could happen. And we're
Mhm.
thinking maybe a
Handrail.
painted strip or something.
Where at,
or
Pam? Down at this bottom
You
or
know the
up
where the
here
picnic
stage?
tables are up here.
at the
the
very
little
front, at the top?
islands.
Yeah, right
Yes,
there at the-
I
at the
think
top.
I've always said that that is a nightmare up there. We talked about this last summer. Remember that, Matt? That somebody's going to fall on that because they're not looking and they're tripping right over that. And we talked about putting wrought iron around there to keep people from falling.
Or like,
And-
yeah, so they know it's all blends in. It's all that white concrete, all blends in, and he just wasn't looking down. He was
Oh,
looking.
because of the.
And we know about falling and hitting our heads, so
Yeah.
we don't want to do that.
I don't know, that could be something to think about fixing.
So. But anyway, if you want to take that in consideration, do you want to do that? Do you want that to go in? Do you want us to do that, or Jimmy, what do y'all think on that? I think something needs to be noted that it's there, because you don't see it and all the people are standing there, you know? We'll talk about that, Matt. Maybe we'll get something
You
up
almost
there.
have to go there visually and look
Right,
at
you
it.
have to look at it, yeah. Okay. Let's see, farmer's market, go ahead. I can't hear you, Debbie. You know me, I'm hard headed.
Does Emily have permission to close Taylor's Waterston Trail down for the next night market?
As council,
Yeah, it's just college to Taylor's, just like we do for Light Up J-Town. It's no different that.
We need to talk to the police about that.
Yeah, we've already,
Okay,
yeah,
chief.
but we just wanted to make sure you all are okay with that before we move forward. Okay.
Yeah, if
no.
we got all
Fine with it.
the checks, yeah, I think so.
Well, that way it will prevent from somebody from getting hit or anything like that, any issues. It gives us more way to spread out.
And to answer your question, half of the vendors are farmers market vendors. So you have people that come in with me at 6 a.m. on Saturday and they stay the whole day. They drop their tents. So it highlights our wonderful vendors, produce vendors, all that stuff in the morning market. And then they get to see people again and sell out at nighttime. And then I also offer outside vendors a higher fee just because they're not paying already for the farmer's market to come in. So, but it is a requirement. I require all of my vendors to have at least 50% handmade goods. I don't allow franchises. It is only local businesses, hardworking people who make their own products. I look through every application before I approve it. So it's really support, shop, local.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mhm.
And Emily, if someone's interested, we just send them your email address.
Yep.
All right, great.
I have 3 with the city, so one of 'em. All right, thank you.
Is that it? Thank you.
Good.
Next thing is, Veterans, program is on Sunday at
Yep.
6 PM. The Memorial Day Veterans Program, 6 PM on Sunday at, Veterans Park. Um,
6.
mhm. Other than that, I think I got it all. What about Jimmy? I was just getting ready to call on all my directors. Jimmy, you got anything?
Not if it's after 6.
Mayor, if you'd like to pass on to Kenny Harden, I just went out in the hallway and kind of scolded the engineer on this project down there. And he admitted it's KYTC, but that was their plan to keep people turning left out of scooters. I said, you blocked a funeral home that cannot be blocked. I'll give you 1 day and we'll go out and take it down ourselves and ask for permission from KYTC. So he is going to call KYTC, and I said, let me know something tomorrow. So if you want to pass that to Kenny, let
I
him know
will.
that.
You know, that whole project has been a nightmare. I've been so afraid that somebody's gonna have a head-on collision right there. By the way, you couldn't even get down that road.
It's only the beginning.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Okay, I'll call Kenny. Okay. What about, Matt, you got anything more? Okay, we've already got that. Chief? Scott? On what?
Said final inspection next
On
week.
what?
Scooters.
Oh, and scooters, okay. Okay, anybody else? Okay,
Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I'm glad that means over. I've been working on this since early this morning. Yeah, the budget, trying to put it like that.